Market tops and market bottoms can be a very complex process, and unless we have a direct catalyst to form this process quicker, this can take a very long time to form. And guys, as we discussed in the previous video last week, fundamentally, yes, we are there. A market top should be in place. Technically, we are not there just yet. And as we discussed last week, from now on until we have the market top, we will only focus on the technical part, the technical side of the charts. And guys, let's start off and go straight into it. So we have the S&P 500. Guys, we've created even more gaps than last week. We now have 13 gaps to the downside and 2 gaps to the upside. Guys, remember what we've discussed in the previous weeks. Gaps always fill, and it's very unusual for the market to have so many gaps unfilled, either at the top or at the bottom, and in this case at the bottom here to the downside. We are looking for those gaps to be filled in the near future, at least some of them. Now guys, before I go even further, if you are new to our channel, then please consider subscribing. We do bring out the latest stock market analysis outlook every single Monday morning. And if you do enjoy today's video, guys, please give it a like. It does help us a lot. Now guys, before I go into more technical analysis, I just wanted to run through what we have this week in terms of earnings. So in terms of earnings, guys, we have a very important week. We have Microsoft and we have Google. We have Alphabet reporting on Tuesday after the close. Pay attention to that, guys. The NASDAQ has had quite a big run so far from the start of the year, and everyone is now looking to see whether those whether the results are justified or not, whether the share price reflects their results. Very importantly, watch those two. Watch the watch Meta, okay, also after the close. And then next week, guys, we have Apple reporting as well, and that's pretty much it from the big guys. So very important week for earnings. And just as we are on there, guys, just wanted to show you this, which I find quite fascinating. This is the heat map of the S&P 500 since the beginning of the year. And you've got companies such as Nvidia, which have risen 219% since the beginning of the year. We have Meta rising 154%. So we've got a number of companies, not many, that have been quite extended. Okay, they've risen quite a lot, and there's nothing changed. I mean, okay, Nvidia, we talking about Nvidia, talking about those AI mania that we have there, so perhaps that is justified. We need to see their earnings, whether those this increase in their share price is justified or not, so we have to wait for that. Tesla, okay, another one, almost 150% risen from the beginning of the year. And guess what, guys, following the results, so this is as of last week on Monday, prior to earnings from Tesla, Netflix that we had last week. And guess what, Tesla lost 30% last week following the results. Tesla lost 30%, Netflix lost 12%, okay, as of this morning. So following the results, so the results have been more or less in line with expectations or slightly disappointing, and that hasn't boded well for the stock market. So watch, guys, earnings of Microsoft and Google this week, and we'll bring this out next week just to see how, following their earnings, whether the share price has increased or not. It'll be very interesting to see that. Now guys, let's look at the economic calendar for the weekend. We've got a couple of important news announcements to pay attention to this week. On Tuesday, we have the consumer confidence here, very important to watch. On Wednesday, guys, we have the FOMC meeting, also very important to watch, guys. This is forecasted to be the last rate hike of this cycle, guys, and if that is the case, is going to be very interesting throughout the rate cycle. The increases in in interest rates, we've seen the S&P 500 and the stock market in general rising to the upside quite aggressively. Now that we're stopping, okay, those rate hikes, are we going to go even higher, or are we going to do the opposite? Very interesting to watch, guys. Okay, very interesting to watch this meeting, and you know, the language in the meeting. We believe they will talk about, they will be dovish. Okay, they won't talk too harsh about the stock market, but very interesting to see there. Then we have on Thursday, guys, we've got the GDP, very important to watch. And then on Friday, guys, we have the PCE data as well. And that's pretty much it for this week in terms of economic data. So in terms of what do we have this week, we have earnings and we have a lot of economic data, and we have the FOMC meeting. So a busy schedule in terms of news this week. Now, guys, let's start off by looking at the S&P 500 here. And guys, last week we had a perfect week in terms of the analysis that we performed in last week's video. We discussed about just looking at the chart itself apart from thinking about fundamentals for now. And last week we went slightly above the upper expected move for the week. We touched the upper expected move for July, guys. That was a perfect touch, and then we started falling down. Now, guys, what I'm looking at here, we have a perfect liquidity here on the 1 hour chart sitting at around 4517. So I'm thinking at some point this week this will be grabbed. This is too clean not to be grabbed. If the market wants to carry on going lower, then we need to watch the next level of liquidity, which sits at around 4,500, guys. Those two liquidity levels we have for now to the downside. In terms of to the upside, guys, we discussed last week that we are not going to be bearish unless we break the 20-day EMA on the daily chart. We are quite far away from it. If price does pull it back this week, okay, following the earnings results and following the data that we have, okay, watch the 20-day EMA. Are we going to get a close below it or not? Unless we get a close below it, guys, we are still bullish on this chart. Okay, now what do we have? We've got some liquidity, guys, from the March highs from last year sitting at around 4641. If there is more upside here, guys, this will be the level to watch here, 4640, guys. Watch what price does after it takes that liquidity. Is going to be very important there. Next, guys, we get Apple here, and Apple, okay, we've managed to reconnect back with the 20 day EMA here. That was a couple of weeks ago, and we are coming back to reconnect again with it. Watch this, guys. Are we going to break it, or are we going to hold on and make a new higher high? We do have negative divergences on the daily chart, guys, so it's going to be very interesting here. It's all about earnings, so we have to watch earnings. That will be next week on 3rd of August. But until then, guys, watch to see whether we have a break here or this 20-day EMA. Very important. Next, guys, we get the UK 100, and guys, we completely 100% smashed this call. We're talking about, we were down here, okay, 2 weeks ago, and we were talking about buying as we were quite oversold, and we've had a nice move higher from here. We actually managed to create a break of structure of this level as well. So this chart looks now very bullish. The next target on here, guys, we have this liquidity level here sitting at around 7812 or so. And if we do go up even higher than that, then we've got this liquidity and all-time highs all the way up there. One thing that I'm watching, guys, is this liquidity that's being left here. This is very clean. So if we do go up higher and take this level of liquidity, maybe this will be the next target. We want to see how this unfolds, but if we see some sort of consolidation or move lower, then I'll be looking for this liquidity level to be grabbed until we go higher to perhaps make a new higher high there. Next, we get the we get the DAX here, the Germany 40. And guys, this we've been consolidating here for quite a while. We were talking about the 20-week EMA acting as a support, and we said that we were wanting to see whether this was a false break or not. Yes, it was a false break, and we are now going higher here. We do have this level of liquidity, guys, sitting at around 16,462 there. So this will be the next target we are watching. If we go down to an hourly time frame, guys, we do have this perfect level of liquidity that's been left here at around 15,654. So unless we make a new high here, okay, then I'm looking at this level to be grabbed in either this week or in the near future for sure. Now, if we do make it up higher, guys, then this level here, as I've mentioned, all-time highs, this level of liquidity is way too clean. Now, I was discussing this in previous videos, saying how they've left this quite clean there, and I doubt we're gonna have a market crash until they take that. So it looks like they are targeting this until we have the next move, the next big move, which may be to the downside. We do have a ginormous here inverse head and shoulders, guys. So unless we make a low below this, then this level of liquidity will definitely be grabbed. Okay, definitely be grabbed even this week, potentially. Next, we get US 30 here, guys. On US 30, we discussed how we were bullish last week on this, guys, and we're looking at this level of liquidity here to be grabbed again from April last year. This is at 35,536. It looks like price is trying to get there now. Okay, very close to it now. So this will be the next target there. In terms of when do we turn bearish, we only turn bearish once we take out this trend line here, which so far we are very far from it. So no reason to turn full bearish on this chart, especially until we take out that level of liquidity. We are getting very overbought here. If we make a new high here, we'll be overbought on negative divergences. So after this liquidity gets grabbed, I can see a move lower to grab some liquidity levels that have been left to the downside here. On the 1 hour chart, guys, we do have this trend line here. If we do break this trend line before we take out the high, then look for a potential retest and perhaps for price to come and clear some liquidity areas in the short term. Next, guys, we get US 100 here, and guys, this is again same as the S&P 500. We only turn bearish on this once we are able to break the 20-day EMA. For now, we are trying to reconnect back to it, which is perfectly normal in bullish conditions. So this looks still very bullish for now. We've got this liquidity area here sitting at around 16,036 here. So I'm looking at that level. Okay, if I wanted to see lower prices, I would have preferred that level to be grabbed before we do that. So as of now, guys, this still looks very bullish until we take that liquidity. So watch that there, guys. Something that looks very interesting to me. Okay, and let me just go back here. How did we close here on the weekly, guys? We closed as a shooting star. Does that remind you of something? Let's take our mouse all the way back here, which is the December 2021 to January 2022. We closed here as a shooting star, went up higher at the beginning of the week, then we had a massive move lower. Watch for that, guys, okay? That can be a potential scenario here. I'm not saying it is. We haven't taken the liquidity there, so again, I would have preferred for us to grab that first, but watch that, okay? Very interesting. Okay, and looks similar conditions. Back then we had extreme greed and we had fundamentals that were telling us that the market top is in. Okay, so similar conditions, we just need the technicals now to align with it, and that's it. We will have our move lower after that. As it stands, guys, we have a very clean level of liquidity here on the 1 hour chart, sitting at this level, which is 15,202 or so. look at this level to be grabbed, and if that is grabbed, look for some sort of market reversal at that point, unless the price keeps going lower, and in that case then we may have to reconsider the daily picture at that point. But as it stands, guys, this chart on the 1 hour chart looks bearish for now. We've taken that liquidity, making lower lows on positive divergences, so I wouldn't be surprised for us to actually go higher from here. However, I would like this level of liquidity to be taken first before we go up higher, okay? Because if this isn't taken, then I will be skeptical of making new highs here, okay? But if this is grabbed, then I'll be more confident that we can have a new higher high and target that daily liquidity. Next, guys, we get the VIX here, and the VIX seems to be doing the same thing, which is open with a big gap to the upside at the beginning of the week and then crash for the remaining of the week. So are we going to get the same thing? Well, this has been the story, and unless we close above 15 and get that daily continuation above 15, then this will just go clear the gap, fill the gap, and the stock market going higher. Next, guys, we get DXY here, and DXY has managed to clear that liquidity, consolidated there. We remember last week we were talking about oversold conditions down here and how we were looking for a bounce. We got that bounce. Our students that are in the scalping masterclass, you know where price is and you know what to do there. Okay, so if we move up higher, you know exactly what to do. If we move up lower, well, this is a perfect scenario here for you guys. Okay, so let me know in the comments below or via Discord, our Discord community, what you want price to do here. Okay, I know you know the answer to that. And guys, we got the 20, the 50 EMA here. If we close above it here, then we may target this liquidity here and that, and potentially all the way up there. However, if we get a reversal here, then we are targeting the daily IC here as an initial target for the DXY, and this may be even the bottom of the DXY for the year. Very interesting to see there. Next, guys, we get gold, and guys, we 100% smashed this call last week. I said last week that I was looking for price to break the 20, the 50 EMA, this to act as support, and this will fuel up higher to go and take the liquidity. That's played out perfectly. And guys, look at this. We've taken the liquidity and then instantly reversed. This has played out perfectly. Now there's two things I'm watching here, guys. If we get the move lower, close below the 20 and the 50 again, if that happens, then I'll target this level here. I don't think this will hold. This IC will hold anymore, and we are going all the way back into this daily IC. If we manage to make a new high, guys, if we do make up a new high here, what do we target? Well, the liquidity resting above those levels there and all-time highs. So that's something those are the two scenarios there. Lastly, guys, we get Bitcoin here, and Bitcoin is struggling big time here. Where are the previous support turn resistance here? Unless we manage to get a big move to the upside here and close above, this remains bearish for now, and we do have plenty of liquidity, especially resting below this level here at 25,000 or so. Watch this level, guys. If we do go lower, this is the target, and potentially this as well. And if we do carry on going lower, then this level of liquidity there sitting at around 19,000. But for now, unless we make a new high, this will be the target, guys. That's pretty much it for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Apologies, I have a cold this week, and it's been difficult in my voice, but yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you are interested in learning more about the strategies that we use, or learn or join the Discord community, feel free to do so via our website, mcitradingacademy.co.uk. Have a great trading week, guys, and see you guys soon.